Morning. It's the first day of spring, March the 1st. I'll do our seasonal garden tour, which we do on the first day of each season. So I'll show you, I'll do it in the same format as I've done the other ones, and then if you want to look at our playlists, and you can have a look back at how the garden has progressed over the last few months. So we're at the outside of the garden. Still evidence of wildlife trying to get in underneath our rabbit proofing. This is a real rundown here for animals. And as I say, you can just see our rabbit proofing just at the start there. So this is the section that we're leaving a bit longer, the grass. We've planted some bulbs in. Not all of them have come through, but one or two, you know, they're just starting to, and we'll build this up over the years. We have also put some wildflower seed down here as well, which we'll see what happens with that over the next few months. I think we'd done these beforehand. Yeah, I think we had. We'd put these in basically just to stop people parking. This paracantha that was just going spare. So that seems to be working, but people still can't drive very well, so they have to cut across our grass whenever we get an Amazon delivery or anything like that. But yeah, that's the situation there. So this next area, so we used the chimney bricks to just put this little wall here. We're starting on the garden pond. Hopefully get that done in the next week. These bulbs are looking great. We planted a lot of them. There were a few of the snowdrops here, but we've planted a lot from elsewhere in the garden, and that's just starting to look really nice. Little tete-a-tete. Primrose, snowdrops, and crocus. So yeah, that looks good. I've just cut back the rows again. We're going to give that another try. We're not 100% sure whether we're keeping it there, but that's gone down from about twice the height last week. So this will hopefully look very, very different in 3 months' time. Ongoing issues with this planter, as you know. Farage the rat, we think, has been in there, but I'm not exactly sure. It could be a fox, badgers, but they basically destroyed all the bulbs that were coming out of there. Not much has changed around here. My wood shed is now full of potato chitin trays or crates or whatever you call them, and we picked up a water butt for here, so that's going to be useful. I still need some sort of wood chip or something for what we're calling no man's land. And then we've got our compost area down there, which is rotting away nicely. But yeah, that's still a long way to go, but that will be an extra source of water for the summer. So the big change in the garden, as you are aware, is that it's no longer just one dog, it is 3 dogs, which will affect things. It's certainly harder to get on with jobs, and they're digging around a lot and pooing everywhere, but apart from that, it's been a joy so far the first 2 weeks of Benji and Eddie joining us. So the kitchen garden, that's that garlic that I put in, that's looking all right. A few onions in there as well, a bit of coriander. It's a little fruit bed here. Rhubarb's not really doing anything yet. We put in some new crowns back in the autumn, no real sign of anything. A few of the summer flowering raspberry canes. These have been, I think, filled up since the last time with upturned turf, and this one in particular is now really smoothing off. I've just quickly sort of dug over to smooth everything off, but that's looking really good, and that is pretty much ready to plant. This is still a bit clumpy, but it's breaking down every time there's a frost, so that's looking all right as well. We put the structure so that we can put some covering on there. We have done the framework for broad beans and then tomatoes, and there is Jenny, who wants to come out, but because we've had gates open we can't risk it for the other two at the moment. She'll be out with me in about 10 minutes. Framework ready for that brassica bed. Dug out loads of bulbs, but there's still some little snowdrops in there which have got to go, and protection from rabbits and pigeons and Jack Russells for those two beds, which easily come off. But it's just to get the plants particularly, going to start with. Not much more here. The greenhouses have been shelved out, and Kirsten's was already shelved, but things coming along nicely. Put a bit of fleece over because there was a slight frost this morning. The rest of the kitchen garden really is now extended to the this side of the fence as well. The fruit bed has got 20 more raspberry canes in there, the autumn fruiting ones, and we've now got 3 new trees here to go along with the 3 new trees at the other side of the lawn. The bench is new as well. Picked that up, £150, which I thought was a real bargain. Really pleased with that. She was whining too much, so she can come out for the last bit of the garden tour. It's only a short video, this one, and as I say, it's on its own playlist if you want to look back at the previous ones. Cut that buddleia down about a week ago, so I've had to put a bit of protection for the soil because I put some fish blood and bone down, and Trouble, Benji, he's all over it. He wants to just dig it up, and then Eddie backs him up by eating it, which is all good fun. Nothing done in these, what were the lavender ring around the house. We had to take that up because it had just gone. So I have been in touch with a local nursery, and we've ordered 60 new lavender plants to be collected in about a month's time. They're dormant at the moment, so I want to plant that in about a month, 6 weeks time. Inside you can see a lot of our seeds. They are everywhere as well, they're all over the house, so there's more than just those. Jenny still likes a stick. I think we'd done this last time, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we had. So yeah, new trellis up and a new bed there. Not done an awful lot on this section. The main border, we'd already cleared a lot of stuff, and it's been too muddy to work on. But just this little block here, we did dig over when it was dry last weekend, and we've done the first bit of planting in there as well. Starting to use these verbenas, which we put to overwinter just there. They're just about gone over. Aconites, they've just about going over. They've looked beautiful for the last month or so. And these are those 3 trees coming along okay. That rose has been cut back a few days ago. That's looking quite healthy actually. Really pleased with that. I think that's going to do well this year. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to cut that back a bit more. It's a bit too dominant. I don't think it really should be in front of the walnut tree, but I'm going to see if I can get that to, well, knock another sort of 20% off that without damaging it. The monster bin, it's all rotting away nicely. then a few bulbs in there, and then this is the woodland section, which I am delighted with. Considering that was only really started in the last couple of months, that's going to be a good asset to the garden. This is looking good. I think it's viburnum. That's the best that's looked, because it was a bit dull all year so far, but yeah, it's got some nice flowers on now. My lovely bench, and there are a few bulbs. These were in beforehand. She just loves getting in every picture. Yeah, there are a few bulbs knocking around. You'll see some stuff coming up here as well. Thug corner has just been, this was all grass, and those paracantha were in here as well, which weren't doing anything. So it's now been planted a little bit here, and we've got some seeds growing, which when they come on will be planted there and where Jenny is. So that is about it. As I say, I want to keep these videos quite brief. They're different to our normal sort of weekly vlogs. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, thumbs up, comment, have a look back at the previous garden tours. It's on its own playlist if you have a look at our channel. Take care. Thanks again.